Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la.
Shabbat Shalom to everybody. I'm Rabbi Jessica Zimmerman Graf here in San Francisco, and we've got people all over the planet, really. I want to introduce our clergy team tonight. I think all of you know Rabbi Avi Phelps, and we are delighted to have Cantor Richard Newman as our guest cantor again tonight. It looks like he's in the balcony. He is actually in Milwaukee, but we get to see our beautiful sanctuary. We thank you so much, Cantor Newman, for being with us tonight. And I'm delighted on this Shabbat to welcome our brand spanking new, amazing cantor Toby Glauser, who has landed in San Francisco, who will begin working with us in July. And we wanted to just give him an opportunity to say hello and to say hello to all of you. So Toby, can you just unmute so we can hear? Oh, no, he doesn't want to unmute. Okay, he has a great accent. You'll hear it in July. He comes to us. Okay, you can't hear Cantor Toby Glauser, but there he is. You can wave to him. And we are delighted that you've made it to San Francisco, the first step in your journey to being a Shearith Israel. In a couple of weeks, maybe next week, we'll welcome you very officially and actually get to hear your voice. But
I'm sorry, it was just the mute button wouldn't let me unmute because of the settings, but now I can unmute. It's really wonderful to see you all. This is my accent. I'm sure you'll hear a lot more of it, and it's really great to be here in San Francisco. Finally, I'm sure the last few months has been quite an ordeal for all of you, and transitioning from grad school to my cantorate during this time is obviously difficult, but I'm very excited for my new home, and I'm very excited to be with this congregation.
We're delighted to have you. And we're planning lots of interesting things for July and August, so you'll all have a chance to get to know Cantor Glauser through Zoom, and then hopefully as soon as possible in person, and we'll share some time together. So on this Shabbat, we are very excited also to celebrate something that is very important to Congregation Shearith Israel, something that we pride ourselves in and work very hard to achieve and accomplish and to establish as one of the major tenets of what our community is about, and that is social action and social justice. For us, it has been always a part of the core of our congregation, and in the last couple of years, even as the world has become seemingly more and more complicated, our Social Action Committee has stepped forward with more and more and more energy and people getting involved and helping to support the work that we're doing. You'll hear a lot about it tonight, and we've dedicated our service tonight to sharing with you the incredible and important work of our committee. And I just want to say to our committee chairs and to our entire committee and those who have worked tirelessly to make sure that Share with Israel is at the forefront of the mitzvah of welcoming the stranger and working to perfect our society, which we have a long way to go on. You have our deepest thanks for helping us to be the kind of Jewish community that we want to be. I also want to remind everybody, I think that you saw it probably in the email that went out earlier this week. This Shabbat commemorates the 75th anniversary of the founding of the United Nations. And hopefully you saw the photograph of our beautiful sanctuary full from 75 years ago as a Jewish delegation gathered to honor the founding vision of the United Nations and to support an organization that would ideally bring peace to the world and never allow a world war to happen again, or a conflict that would be like a world war. And so as we begin our service, congregations around the country are sharing a prayer for peace on this 75th anniversary of the founding of the United Nations. And I want to open our Shabbat service with this. Blessed are you, Adonai, source of peace. You have given each generation the task of stewarding all creation. On this Shabbat, we stand together 75 years after the plague of war brought untold sorrow to humanity. As those before us envisioned a new world of global cooperation, we pray for strength, vision, and compassion to help us bring lasting peace to the world. We affirm our faith in the dignity and worth of every human being. May destruction no longer devastate the earth. May the prophecy of Isaiah guide us. Let nation not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Blessed are you, Adonai, source of peace. Shabbat shalom.
Amen. Shabbat shalom. So as we prepare to get into our social action Shabbat, in which we're going to spotlight a number of the folks who work tirelessly in our congregation to improve the world around us, I'm reflecting on the fact that there are certain things in Judaism that we find ourselves saying over and over again, and yet it seems we always need the reminder. And one of those things is that all human beings are created b'tselem Elohim, in the image of God. And if we really believed that and we really took it to heart, the amount of respect and dignity and consideration and care we would have to show to every single human being is enormous. And yet it is so easy to forget those words. And part of what our Social Action Committee does is try to remind us of that truth, that all human beings deserve dignity and respect and care. And they do their best to promote those things for all members of our communities and beyond. So I'm excited for them to get a chance to share a little bit more with us about what they've been doing. But to start with, I want everybody to get to share a little bit with each other. So in just a second, we're all going to go to breakout rooms. We're going to have a moment to greet each other on the Shabbat. And I want to encourage everybody to reflect on a question that I think sits nicely with the social action theme of the Shabbat, which is, what do you see in the world that gives you hope? What do you see that gives you hope? That's the question I'd love for you all to respond to in your breakout rooms. So with that, Gordon, if you could send us into breakout rooms, that would be spectacular. Welcome back, everybody. I hope that you had an invigorating conversation with the folks in your breakout room about what you see as being hopeful in the world, or if not, about just what you've been up to in the last week, which I'm sure some of you talked about, also fine. So as usual, we want to start our service with candle lighting. And we're trying to center as many folks who have been active in our social action committee and world as we can. And some of those people include Mikiko Huang and Marshall Stoller, and I'm hoping that we can, look, there they are. Ah, and we have a child as well.
Yeah.
So
Ezra, our son Ezra, who...
Hi, Ezra. So I'm going to hand it off to you guys to go ahead and light the candles and lead us in the blessing. And if there's anything we should know about those candlesticks, let us know. And if not, just go ahead and light them.
There are family candlesticks.
Fair enough.
Yeah, when we do the Hanukkah, but these are just our family candles.
Baruch atah
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Gotta get there. Kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Oh no, the candle, the matches.
This is good. This is how you know it's an authentic Share with Israel experience, is when there's match snafus.
Yeah.
That's great. Beautiful. Thank you so much for leading us in that blessing and for sharing your candles in your home with us. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
And now we're going to go ahead and get into our service. So we will begin, as we often do, with Lecha Dodi, our song in which we welcome Shabbat in the form of a beautiful beloved to come out and meet us for this 25-hour period of rest and rejuvenation. So please join us in Lecha Dodi.
Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad ishmianu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad b'shem ultiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki makor habracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof maaseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, toreri, ki va'orech kumi ori, uri shir daberi. Kevod Adonai alayich nikla. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam besimcha uvtzola toch emunei am segula. Boi chala lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela.
We now invite you to rise as able in your homes and join us in the Baruch, the prayer in which we formally come together as a prayer community.
Yai ברכו את אדוני המבורך. ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. יאי לי 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 יאי לי 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 יאי לי 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 לי.
And now together we pray what some call the watchword of our faith, the eternal words of the Shema. Please join us.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
In the Shema, Shema means listen, and we are reminded to listen to God and to listen to one another. And of course, a critical part of listening is understanding language, literacy. And in honor of that, we wanted to invite Janet Parker to say a few words to us now. Janet has been working on a literacy project for many years, and she's going to share a little bit about that project with us and let you know how you can participate. So please go ahead, Janet.
Hello? Okay, I'm unmuted, I think. Thank you so much, Rabbi. 20 years ago, after a Rosh Hashanah service at Shereth Israel, I picked up a brochure from one of the tables outside the sanctuary. It was describing a new program that was being introduced to the Bay Area, and it was offered by the Jewish Coalition for Literacy. The JCL pairs volunteer tutors with struggling readers in the public school system. That's it. It's as simple as that. When people first hear about the program and are curious but a little hesitant, some will say, oh, but I was never a teacher before. I don't know what to do, or I never had children of my own to teach. But the truth is that anyone who shows up at an orientation already has the essential quality to be a successful tutor: an open heart and the desire to help children. Oh, you'll have to get a TB test and have your fingerprints checked. Normal and mandatory procedures for anyone who works or volunteers in a school. And you'll learn some basic skills. But really, the most crucial element is having the desire to make an enormous difference in a child's life. And you only have to give an hour a week. Some of the most underserved schools in San Francisco have families who don't qualify for city services because of their legal status. The children often speak a different language at home and don't have any books of their own. And they're always excited when they realize that the books that we give them are theirs to keep. They're so eager to learn. And the first step in learning to read is believing that it's possible. And that's where we come in. The volunteers are paired one-on-one with children who need and want that extra attention, that encouragement and patience, that belief that they can succeed, and the knowledge that someone cares about them and sees how special they are. Over the years, many of Shereth Israel's congregants have been JCL tutors. Among them are Evelyn Manis, Jane Ginsberg, Steve Garber, Lynn Lautheimer, Jovina Deller, Emmy Etlin, Bruce Hyman, Diane and Alexandra Luce, David Levin, Philip Frost, Audrey Sokolov, Steve Wasserman, Deborah Sokolsky, and Don Neworth. That's quite a list. Thank you, everybody. And now, the kids need us more than ever. After having their lives uprooted by the coronavirus and missing so much school, no one really knows what's going to happen in the fall. The public schools will be back in session on August 17th, but that is where the certainty ends. The Jewish Coalition for Literacy will be ready to help the teachers in any way we can by establishing trust and sharing the joy of reading with the most vulnerable students. I hope you'll consider joining us. A virtual training is now being planned, and I'll let you know when the date's set. Thank you.
Thank you, Janet. Thank you so much for sharing about the critical work that you've been doing and about how accessible it is to anybody else who might want to participate. We'll continue our service now with Mi Chamocha. Literacy, of course, is a key element of experiencing freedom, the freedom to express oneself and to participate fully in society. So we celebrate that freedom as we sing Mi Chamocha together. Please join us.
Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, malchutcha ra'u vanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, malchutcha ra'u vanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, zeli anu ve'ameru, Adonai yimloch, leolam, leolam va'ed. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, la 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 la, ya la 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 la. ונאמר כי פד אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
Normally, at this time, we would continue our service with Hashkivenu, the prayer in which we ask God to spread over us a sukkah of peace, a shelter of peace. And we thought, first of all, we want to make as much time as we can for our folks from the Social Action Committee to share with us this evening. And second of all, what better place to offer Nancy Sheftel-Gomes an opportunity to speak than this one, because the work that she does to help feed those who are experiencing food insecurity is truly the work of making sure that a shelter of peace is available to all human beings. And I should add, before you get a chance to speak, Nancy, that we all know that it is your birthday, and we want to wish you a very, very happy birthday, Mazal Tov and Shianu, and thank you for spending your birthday with us. So why don't you go ahead and give us your words about the work that you do.
Thank you, Rabbi. And Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Talking about hamotzi and chicken suppers and scrolling through the your pictures, you on the Zoom screen. So many of you are really deeply involved with Hamotzi, just want to say thank you. When somebody asks me what Hamotzi Chicken Supers is, I ask them if they've been in Shereth Israel Sanctuary and seen the Isaiah window. The window with the woman with the outstretched arms and baskets of bread and clothing that she's giving to the people lined up in front of her. The window was donated by a congregant when the building was built, who had been helped by this woman when he first came to San Francisco during the gold rush. Hamotzi Chicken Supers continues that tradition by preparing and delivering hundreds of meals a month to hungry San Franciscans, in spite of the pandemic and because of the pandemic. Sunday dinners have been a lifeline to our two shelters, Compass Family Services and the San Francisco Women's Place, our own Shereth Israel congregants in need, and the clients of Jewish Family and Children's Services, the monthly Chicken Supers deliveries, for over 3 decades. There is no way we were going to abandon the need because of a few challenges. When the shelter in place went into effect, we went into action to keep this essential service in place, even though more than half of our volunteers are in risk categories and no longer able to come to the kitchen or to go out into the community. The good thing, new volunteers stepped up and joined the team, doing the weekly shopping, cooking, delivering, and even taking the online food handler certification class. Our response required changing our procedures and instituting our own COVID-19 protocol, including masks, disposable aprons, and gloves, lots of gloves. We have to limit the number of cooks on the team and the number of people in the kitchen at one time. So we set up well-distanced prep stations in the pavilion. In order to protect staff and residents, Compass Shelter had to cancel their beloved communal Sunday dinner and asked us to pre-pack their 50 meals in to-go containers so families can eat safely in their rooms. We added packing materials to our shopping list and adjusted our menus to allow time for the packing. Our Safeway donations of pastries, sweets, and breads, and thank you to all the volunteers who for so many years went and got it early in the morning. They were adored by our clients, but they stopped. The good thing, Shereth Israel bakes, as you can see by the cookies on the screen there. Every Sunday morning, bakers drop off batches of cookies and bread, or arrange for Sunday morning pickup. Baking is a way to participate without leaving the safety of your home, and it's a way to connect and to say hello to a familiar masked face from afar. So here is my recipe for feeding the hungry. A bucket full of tikva, hope. A never-ending need that does not stop. Many, many devoted volunteers. A commandment to feed the hungry, clothe the naked, and shelter the homeless. A generous helping of gifts of the heart. Truma from our supporters when we had to cancel the second night Seder, Hamotzi Chicken Supers' only fundraiser. Your donations still came in. Bushels of in-season produce donated by local organic farms, Starroot Farms, Green Gulch Farms, and Allard Farms, and your backyard bounty. Mix these ingredients all together well and sprinkle generously with the most important ingredient, love. When we say the blessing on the challah on Shabbat, we thank God for bringing bread from the earth. Bread does not actually grow from the earth. It's the grain that grows from the earth by the grace of God. When Hamotzi Chicken Super volunteers turn that grain into bread and feed it to people in need, we all become partners with God. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Nancy, for sharing those words with us. I cannot imagine a better kavanah, a better intention to go into the Amidah, our central prayer, with than this one, that we pray to be God's partners on earth. We pray for the ability to do that every day. So please join us, rise if you are able, and join us in the Amidah, beginning with Adonai Sefatai.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim ve'Konei Hakol, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We now have the opportunity to take a few moments for quiet reflection, for our own silent prayers. I invite you to pray silently for a few moments while Cantor Newman underscores our prayer with some beautiful music, and he will bring us out of that moment of pause with a Shalom Rav.
Tosha Vishlomecha Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Tasim Leolam Tasim Leolam.
This is the part of the service where normally we would have a sermon or a Devar Torah, a word of Torah, and we are going to give this pride of place to Karen L Schiller so that she can speak to us a little bit about the immigration work that the Social Action Committee has done, because that work has been perhaps the most passionate and central work that we have been doing in the last few years. So I want to invite Karen L Schiller to please give us some information about what that work has looked like and how people can get involved. Go ahead, Karen.
Thank you, Rabbi. I'm going to open up the conversation to the roots and milestones and new initiatives involved in our social justice advocacy work for immigrants and refugees. The roots of that work began by listening to the congregation for the early 2000s and then starting to focus in 2016, learning more, lobbying, growing leaders, going to Sacramento on issues related to immigration and state regulations, and starting to build our group in order to really make a difference. The milestones then from 2017 to 2019 had to do with essentially setting up a home in front of 630 Sansom where the ICE courts are located and being available to support immigrants and refugees there. The court handles the cases in the Northwest of the United States. We were building a skilled and committed team to do what's called accompaniment. It means being there beside people who you see on a screen in detention and who are there and are fighting for their rights. That was our goal, and still is. We built the knowledge, commitment, and the heart to stand in solidarity, to sit in court, to arrive at vigils, as you see on the screen, to embrace families, to take it up on the ladder, protecting rights up to the Ninth Circuit or to our senators or wherever was needed to try to get attention and the correct decision made. A key milestone at this time was the decision by our wonderful Board of Trustees to give recognition and impetus to this work in February 2018, and to make a decision to make Shereth Israel a sanctuary congregation, to declare that. The first Jewish congregation in San Francisco to do so. After that, we really were off and running. We count about 60 times in visits to the courts between 2017 and now. We started with about 5 people who were learning their way and sitting in the anteroom to the court, as you saw. And then we had 15, and now we have 20 people who've done this work, are ready to go, and sometimes you only get a few hours or a day's notice to show up in court. We'll see what happens next. We heard from asylum seekers from Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Mexico, and other parts of the world, with horrific stories to tell. Stories about what happened in country, in their countries, or in detention, both. We heard about fathers picked up at their jobs and threatened with deportation, having been in the country for 20 years, and about something that happened with an arrest and time served 20 years before. We heard from a grandmother in detention searching for her 5-year-old grandson who'd been separated from her and was in New York somewhere. And we were able to connect with 2 very special people. And this next slide shows that one of the early meetings for Floricel, a mother of 3 who was taken by ICE from their car with her children in the car just after a church service where they stopped for lunch, leaving her children and being taken to detention. where she was kept for an extensive time, way beyond anything you would imagine for a DUI. Almost 2 years later, she was released. There's a long story there. We represented her 14 times, just in time to be able to go to her daughter's graduation from high school, which was a wonderful thing. And you'll see a few pictures of that here now. There's Florcell and with Janet. Another wonderful woman that we've worked with and many of you have met is Amina, a refugee from Togo who suffered horrendous abuse, but somehow almost miraculously found her way to the United States. She lost years in the system, not being represented properly and not being able to communicate, but finally went through the steps to get to an asylum hearing. And this picture is after the asylum hearing with all of us as from Sherith Israel and other places, other faith organizations who supported her. There were 3 times as many there that day. She's also supported by Leslie and Merle Rabin in a wonderful way as her advisors and friends almost on a daily basis. So in that part of our work, we also worked on finding the right partners, working with the RAC on policy and legislation, working with Faith in Action, who really gave us our feet, and working with accompaniment and immigrants and connected us to the systems, working with legal advocates as we try to understand a rapidly changing policy landscape. And yet we're eager for more. And we decided in early 2020 that we would add to our range of service to immigrants. And we got in touch with another organization, the Interfaith Movement for Human Integrity, and ended up joining their Nueva Esperanza project as an accompaniment team that's been working, as you can see, on a Zoom screen ever since. We were amazingly fortunate to work out the opportunity to work with the Avila family, who, the husband of that family, who was just out of detention, and we had represented him, sat for him in accompaniment in court just a couple of weeks before we started the program. And to get a great group to work on it, we decided to partner with the Episcopal Church of St. Mary the Virgin, and there's several members of that part of our team here this evening, Greer, and I'm not sure others. And then several people from Sherith Israel who've done a fabulous job and went to the training in March just before we went into shelter in place. Leslie Rabin, Bill Shore, Janet Parker, Mimi Gauss, and Laura Olson joined in, and we're thrilled to have her as part of this team, both as translator and as activist, and Jimena Hesbach, who's also on this team as a new attendee to our synagogue, and we're thrilled to have her, and both of them speak fluent Spanish. The Avilas are here with us tonight. Well, he should be back, Peter, if you would. Yes, and there they are on the Zoom to say hi. Hola, hola. And that is Odanis and Olympia and Alexandra, who will turn 1 in 1 week's time. And they're living in in a room in San Francisco. We're trying to work with them to find some better housing and help them in the many ways that they choose to get to a level of self-sufficiency in San Francisco, where self-sufficiency is tough to achieve. But we're on the scene with the wonderful group from the Church of St. Mary the Virgin. So we're delighted to have you here tonight, and very soon we'll be scheduling in July a lively welcome party for the family, and you'll get a chance to meet them over Zoom and hear their full story. They both came from Honduras at different times and found each other again in San Francisco. So
Thank you, Liz. You're hovering.
The last slide has 3 photos on it. It's what Justice Advocacy offers Sherith Israel. And this is my view. It offers us an opportunity to heal. It offers us a loving, active community. It offers us a key to a regional, even national community of faith leaders who are doing this work. It's a training ground with youth as our youth begin to train us for this work. And it really achieves the vision that the Board of Trustees noted in their sanctuary statement. We're interested in welcoming the stranger and giving life to that vision. It is. That vision is a Sherith Israel community of energetic, inspired, and effective action, providing a platform for every congregant and family member of any age and interest to create positive social change. and we hope you'll join us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Karen. That was an inspiring explanation of the work that you and the Social Action Committee have been doing to help protect immigrants and help them get to this country and stay here and thrive. And it was wonderful to get to see Adenis and his family as well. And I'm sure I can speak for all of us when I say we very much look forward to getting to know them better in the future. When we come together for services, we also have the opportunity, of course, to wish healing to one another, full healing of mind and body and spirit. This evening, we think particularly for healing of Dr. Elliot Eisenberg, William Kurian, and Ike Bronig. And if you know Ike, don't panic. I want you to know that he is recovering well from some emergency appendix surgery, but we wanted to make sure we included his name for healing as well. And we will, in just a moment, continue with the prayer, Misha Beirach, and partway through, we'll pause and there'll be a little musical interlude, and you will be welcome to name those whom you wish healing for in your own homes. So please join us in the Misha Beirach.
Misha Beirach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Leimoteinu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
I now want to invite our last speaker to say a few words. I should have said before that Karen L Schiller is, of course, in addition to all of the incredible work she does, the co-chair of our Social Action Committee. And the other co-chair of our committee is Stacy Passman, who is going to update us a little bit on some new initiatives. This is the moment in the service where we usually announce Simcha's joyous events. And we can joyously say that we, in this moment, are joining the effort to commit ourselves to anti-racist work, and Stacy is going to announce some initiatives in that area. So please go ahead, Stacy.
I want to thank Rabbi Jessica and Rabbi Phelps for leading us into this anti-racist work with our beautiful session with Wanda and Robert Green. I know a lot of people were there. We're going to continue with this work. Our first thing that we're going to continue with is group learning on anti-racism. We proudly announced that we're starting 2 groups in the next several weeks, reading White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo and Michael Eric Dyson. Our envisionment that we would have many, many groups going, and each one would have a facilitator. Our first facilitators are Jesse Ratner and Amy Widowson. So thank you to them for volunteering. If you're interested in one of these groups, and we'd love many people to be in, to come to these groups, we are going to start one within the next one or two in the next 2 weeks. We still need more facilitators, and we would love for people to join. Please email me at spassman@gmail.com, and I will gladly put your name on a list. Our second thing that we're going to do is advocacy. We have 3 areas that we're planning to do advocacy in. The 3 areas are re-envisioning public safety, voter registration. We have 3 people, David Newman, Stephen Garber, and Evelyn Manies, who are working on the voter registration with Reclaim Our Vote, which is a part of the Religious Action Committee, which we're very active with Rabbi Julie Sachs-Taller. A big email is going out on Sunday to let you know how you can be a part of this. The third advocacy part we're going to do is voter mail-in. And voter mail-in, we're going to see how we can fit ourselves in. I know here in Delaware that where I am tonight, there is a bill to have 100% voter mail-in for Delaware on the governor's desk, and there's probably other places where it is iffy whether they're going to do this, and we will do any part we can to get this going in every state in the United States. After the COVID virus passes and we feel like we can travel again, we're going to arrange a trip for families to go to the Legacy Museum in Montgomery, Alabama, and we'll have an experience at the Center for Jewish Living. Our families we'll have a lot of families on that. I don't know if people know the border trips were limited to adults. This would be a joint trip with kids, and we're trying to arrange for a project across racial and cultural lines. We'll let you know as we've gotten this together. We're starting to look into what we can do with that. I want to thank Rabbi Jessica, Rabbi Phelps, and the whole Social Action Committee for everything they've done to make this evening wonderful, and thank everyone for helping us with social action, and we invite anybody to come join us.
Thank you so much, Stacy. Also, I just want to point out that in the chat, David Newman has said, please join Steve, Evelyn, and me to fight voter suppression and help people vote. It's a powerful way to get involved. And he's 100% right. We would love to see people involved in that campaign as well. I have to say, as one of the very fortunate rabbis of this congregation, it is such a blessing to get to serve a community that is this active in trying to repair the world in truly diverse and meaningful ways. And I'm so grateful for the work that each and every one of you who spoke in this evening is doing, and also all of those who haven't had the chance to speak, but who are all doing that work behind the scenes. Thank you so much. We celebrate you in just a moment when we say Shehechianu, and we also celebrate, by the way, Ruth Resnikoff, who is a member of our congregation and who turns 103 this Sunday, which is quite the accomplishment for anyone. So we wish her a happy birthday, along with Nancy Sheftal Gomes. We celebrate all of these simchas and more with the Shehechianu. Please join us.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Yes, Mazal Tov. When we come together, especially to celebrate the great values of our community, we remember those who came before us, on whose shoulders we stand now, and who we remember always as we go forward to live their legacy in the world. It is with sadness that I tell you of the death of a longtime member of our congregation, Dr. Robert Jaffe, who died this week. Some of you may know his wife, Evelyn, and granddaughter, Aliyah, who come regularly to cook for Chicken Supers and Hamotzi. They're very devoted members of the congregation. We don't yet say Kaddish for Bob because he will be buried on Sunday, but I wanted to let you know that we have lost one of our members. For Shiva and Shloshim, if you are observing the first 7 or 30 days of mourning for a loved one, please stand wherever you are, and share a name out loud. The perpetual memorials on this Shabbat are Sidney Black, Charles Einbund, Mildred Molly Einbund, Ethel Goldberg, Janet Lewis, and Art Rosenberg. If you're observing the first year of mourning for a loved one, please stand and share a name. The yahrzeit anniversaries in our congregation are Dorothy Bernard, Mark Chaney, Ronald Kletter, Charles Krauthammer, Jean Magnus Massell, Bernard Oatner, Libby Silver, and Anne M. Stern. If there are other yahrzeits that we are observing as a community on this Shabbat, please stand wherever you are and share a name out loud. Zichronam livracha, we say, may the memory of the righteous who inspired us to be righteous and to continue on with their good works always be a blessing. We join together as one community in Kaddish Yatom. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divra chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, v'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam v'omei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru. Amen. Usei shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru. Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to mourners everywhere. And we say together, Amen. Please be seated if you're standing. Just a few announcements. First of all, I want to say what incredible pride and inspiration this Shabbat service has brought to me, a feeling of great commitment, as Rabbi Abby said, to Tikkun Olam and to making the world better. As Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel famously said when he marched in Selma during the civil rights movement, he said, "I'm praying with my feet." And I feel that we have heard from so many different areas of our community that people are praying with their hands, with their eyes, with their mouths, with their hearts. And it is really a great blessing to be part of a community that takes this seriously and that is, as Rabbi Abby said, making a difference in the world. So I want to add my thanks to the people who you've heard from tonight and those who you haven't, who guide us and who inspire us and who lead us quietly, in most cases, to really do good. And I want to invite everybody who's part of our community to participate in the activities that were mentioned tonight. In so many different areas you can get involved and to help contribute to Shereth Israel's contribution to repairing our world. Thank you so much to Rabbi Abby for working hard with the Social Action Committee to organize everything and to make sure that we heard about all of these different things that are going on in our community. To Karen L Schiller and Stacy Passman, who have guided us and our community with incredible vision and diligence and commitment and intelligence and all the other good things that we could say. You have led us forward in this time of complicated life and given us great opportunity to turn our challenges into real positive action. There's much more of that to come. Tomorrow morning, please join Rabbi Abby at 9:15 for Torah study. And on Sunday morning, if you have a studio-aged kid, please join in the last studio of the school year. We'll join again with our children's learning program in August, at the end of August. And please stay tuned, more dates to be announced for our COVID-19 series from the front lines coming up in the next few weeks. So you'll find that in Under the Dome.
As an added incentive, by the way, for this Sunday, so alas, we do not have a cantor with us yet who can lead our kids in song, but we do have a spectacular youth programs manager, Natalie Wiseman, and she will be joining our teacher, Chloe, to work with the younger kids. And as usual, I will work with the older kids, and I will also be doing some adult education. So studio families, please do come join us before we go on a little bit of a break so that we have some time in July to gather ourselves for the fall.
Awesome. An enormous thank you to Cantor Newman for being our cantor tonight and in these moments when we have the real privilege to focus on your voice and your prayerful spirit. We're so grateful to you for being with us. You can clean up your Sidurim or not, I don't care. It's your own house, so if you want it to be messy, so be it. We will conclude with Kiddush.
Yes, with Kiddush and Motzi. And we get to honor one more active member of our Social Action Committee, somebody who didn't get the chance to speak tonight, but she's going to show off her Kiddush cup for us, which has a little bit of a story attached to it, and that is Leslie Rabin. So Peter, if you could spotlight Leslie and we could take a moment to see her Kiddush cup and hear from her, that would be spectacular.
Fortunately, I don't see her on the meeting right now.
Oh no. Oh, well, that's a shame. Perhaps something has gone awry somehow.
Is there another member of the committee that would like to toast?
Yeah.
She was in almost all of the pictures, and I was very honored that there was one picture even of Zach's very first protest ever. So it was recorded, but Leslie was in all of those pictures, and she must have dropped off our Shabbat Zoom call.
She must have indeed. Well, I can see there are a number of people who have Kiddush. Oh, there she is. Ah, okay. It was under the name of Merle. Got it. We're sorry. We were confused, and now we understand. But you have to unmute yourselves. You're muted still. You're muted still, Leslie. There you go. Go right ahead.
First of all, thank you to everybody who spoke tonight. Karen, Stacy, Nancy, Janet. It was wonderful. Anyway, these are our Kiddush cups. You can see the 1970s look. They're from our wedding in 1971.
Very cool. Thank you so much for sharing. And we're going to invite Cantor Newman to go ahead and lead us in the blessings for Kiddush and Motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'yahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון, הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. לחיים.
And if you have a challah, please hold it up now and show it so that we can all see. And we will join with one another in the hamotzi, the blessing. The hamotzi, that's like the ATM machine, but in hamotzi, the blessing for bread.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon.
Amen. Everyone, please enjoy your chalot and your wine and your homes. And, we've gone a little bit longer than usual this evening, but there's always time for a little song to go out on. So we'd like to conclude this service with the Don Olam. Thank you once again, Rabbi Graf and Cantor Newman, and of course, Cantor Glaser, whom we're excited to welcome as soon as we can formally, in addition to just in the city, and everybody who participated in tonight's service, Peter Bonos, who navigated all of the technology for us, Gordon Gladstone, who did some of that as well. Thank you to everyone. And please join us in ending our service with a Don Olam.
Adon Olam Hashem alach b'terem kol yetzi nivra leit nasa b'chem חפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא, אזי מלך שמו נקרא, ואחרי ככלות הכל, לבדו ימלוך נורא, והוא עליה והוא הווה, והוא יהיה בתפארה, והוא יהיה בתפארה, והוא אחד ואין שני, להמשילו להכבירה, בלי ראשית בלי תכלית, ולא העוז והמשרה, ולא העוז והמשרה, והוא אלי וחי גואלי, וצור חבלי בצרה, והוא ניסי ומנוס לי, מנת כוסי ביום אקרא, מנת כוסי ביום אקרא, בידו אבקי רוחי, בעת ישן ואירה, ועם רוחי גביעתי, אדוני לי ולא אירא, אדוני לי ולא אירא.
Shabbat Shalom.